Hello there lovelies, welcome to my channel. My name is Bryony. If you've never been here before, I do cruelty-free and vegan makeup reviews and tutorials on this channel. I have cats and I also have a very ethically minded stance when it comes to makeup, the environmental impacts of makeup, and I do deep dives into that as well. So don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe. But today we're here to talk about Adorn cosmetics. So they were kind enough to send this to me, which is their sample box. So in the past, around about 7 or so years ago, I actually used to use the Adorn Cosmetics products until I wanted to have more full coverage foundation. But what they've actually sent me is their light coloured sampler kit, because obviously if you've got different skin tones, not all of these products are going to work for you. But because I am basically as pale as you can get, I needed to have the light colour, so they were very kind to send this to me. So whilst I am using these products, which they kindly sent to me, they haven't told me anything of what to say, they haven't given me any guidance on that. I don't have to do anything for this. It's just because I'm trying to do a focus on local beauty brands to show you exactly what is out there, what products could work well for you, and good beauty brands. So Adorn is actually really environmentally minded, which is something that I've always appreciated, and that was one of the reasons that I got into using Adorn in the first place. They have an incredibly good refill system, they are very sustainable when it comes to their packaging, and also they're very ethical when it comes to how products are sourced as well. It's an Australian brand, it's a really good brand. We all know that there are some shady companies out there, so as far as I'm concerned, it makes more sense to actually be supporting the good ones, and that's why I'm doing this entire playlist. So don't forget to subscribe as well, because I'm coming with more and more of these videos too. And what I'm going to be showing you is every day I'm going to be doing quick check-ins as I use different products, show you the beginning of the day and then also the end of the day. I want to show you my full experience using this entire box, because there's a whole lot of foundations in here. They've got liquid ones, they've got hydrating ones, they have primers in here, they've also got highlight, blush and bronzer, and they've also got powder foundations as well. So basically there should be something for everyone here. Personally for me, I've got oily skin, I've got textured skin, and I've got large pores as well. Without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Today I'm wearing the loose foundation in the sample colour Fair, clean kabuki brush. So this is with one light coat. As you can see, I've still got pigmentation showing through, so this is it once I've got some more on. Okay, my eyes are done. I feel a little bit more awake, but I do see a lot of texture and not much coverage. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the bronzer. So this is the winter bronzer in the colour Milan. Okay, this is very pigmented. She's trying to nag me for breakfast. It's now 6 in the morning. The Winter Loose Blush. Really pretty colour. And now I want to use a highlighter. But yeah, let's see how it goes, and I'm gonna feed her before she destroys everything. So now my makeup is complete for the day. I will just check in with you now, because it's now 7 o'clock in the morning, so I really have to get going. And let's just see how it's settled in, because for me, I can see my pores a lot more, and I can see my redness a lot more. It just hasn't really provided the full coverage that I necessarily need, but I will try this with different techniques, and I'll also come and check in with you at the end of the day so you can see how it looks like after 12 hours of wear. It's 8:31 p.m. There's not much left, sadly, so the foundation hasn't lasted all that well. Now, I didn't use a primer under this, so next time I'm going to use a primer. I'm also going to use more product. So let's just see how that goes. I'm going to see if using the hydration primer makes any difference today. I'm going to put on my concealer now that that is on. By the way, this is scentless, so if scents are a problem for you, then you'll be fine with this. Because it's very nourishing and because I've got oily skin, I'm a little bit nervous about potential separation. Okay, so now my concealer is on, so now I can actually get started with the powder. For today, I'm going to combine light, medium, and also light. For those that want to see the colour difference. I think that we've figured out the best way to apply this. Wow. The difference that it's made to my skin now looks so much better, and I also know that once it's worn in a little bit, it won't look as powdery as what it does now. But that primer, I'm interested to see how this will work at the end of the day. I'll come and check in with you guys once I've actually got the rest of my makeup on, but this seems to be the way to do it. I apologise in advance if you can hear paper being torn up. Pixie is currently tearing up the recyclable, biodegradable packaging that the Adorn cosmetics products actually came in. So I just wanted to come and show you how my skin is looking now, because I think that I know the way to actually apply these products now, which again is why it's such a good thing to actually have a sample, so then you can see exactly which ones work for you, because I know that this foundation worked for me in the past. I just couldn't for some reason make it work. The trick is by putting on the moisturizer, doing any concealer beforehand, and then you get this finish. I also used some of the Illuminizer. You might be able to see a little subtle shimmer, and I used some of the summer blush just up here, and I used the autumn bronzer down here, and I used a little bit of the highlight just on the tip of my nose, so you can tell that it actually does shine. It's just not like a bam right in your face sort of thing. But this is working out really, really well. It is now about 5 to 7, so I've got to head off to work, and yeah, I'll come and check with you. So it is now about 8:45, and let's see my face, shall we? Because we are now very oily. My foundation has totally separated. Lovely, love that look, it's great. And you can really see, like, especially around my nose now, for some reason I've had like such an itchy nose, so it's like I'm okay with the fact that there's like a patch of like missing foundation there. I don't care. It's like, it's nighttime, it's like I'm only here with my husband, who cares? You can see on my chin it's separated, so I tend to get oily here but in particular around here, so it's kind of like a T across the middle, as you can see. Look at that nice oil slick on my forehead, lovely. But I have actually had this makeup on since 5:15 in the morning was when I started to apply it. So it's a hell of a long time, and surprisingly it's held up very well, because my oily skin can normally eat through everything. And the fact that I was wearing a moisturizing primer, pretty impressed right now. So I'm really keen to see how the rest of it goes too. Today, again, I've used these products, the same ones that I used yesterday, the powder foundation in the shade light and also light medium to create this finish. I've got the autumn rose blush on, and I've also got the autumn bronzer on. I have the Illuminizer up here on my cheekbones as well, and again, it's feeling really, really comfortable, everything's feeling good. And I also used my own normal primer, so it's a cooler primer with this. So let's just see how it looks at the end of the day. Started putting my makeup on again, 5:15 in the morning, because that's life. And here we are now. So I was literally just about to hop in the shower. I was like, whoa, wait a second. I haven't even come and checked in with my friends. Like, that's just really rude. This is how my face is looking now. This is after a HIIT workout and Pilates and of course stretch yoga, because that's what you need to do. And here we are. Honestly, it's held up pretty well. I've got to say, like, I've been really enjoying the finish of the powder products. I just think that it works very well. So granted, I do like to have more full coverage, but I am very impressed by this. Especially if you don't have like too many blemishes or anything like that, or massive uneven skin tone, it still managed to cover things up very well. But this blush, whew, Autumn Rose, too deep for me. If you have a deeper skin tone, or if you are warm toned, because I'm cool toned, yeah, this blush will be amazing on you. Today I've used my regular foundation, but then I've also used the mineral setting powder. It went on really nice and smoothly, so this is how you can see the texture. And then I'll just show you how it looks when I come back at the end of the day. It is now 10:07, so I've got to head off to work, so let's see how this goes. It is now 7:30 at night, and I've done a HIIT workout for like 30 minutes, so I am glistening. Overall, honestly, that powder has worn pretty well. Like, I do get similar, well, not really similar, like, it's not as good as Cover FX, but in terms of a powder, like a setting powder, that has actually worked far better than what I would have anticipated. I still do ultimately prefer my normal Cover FX one, But this is actually really good, especially because I have such oily skin, I've got such large pores, and because I was sweating so much just before. So honestly, this is actually really surprised me. Now I'm going to use the liquid foundation today, and this is in the shade Light. I'm actually just going to use my own foundation brush for this, and I'm going to see how I can make it work really well, hopefully. This isn't it for me. I so much prefer the mineral foundation in comparison to this. Let me just show you the texture. This looks pretty awful, to be honest with you. The liquid foundation is a no. Okay, so I've used Adorn again today. I've used the powder foundation. I kind of combined 3 different ones, and this is how the finish is. I just kind of want to show you now. And also what I used was the winter bronzer, and so on my skin I kind of feel like that is still too dark. So I also used the Coral Radiance blush, which again I feel is too dark on me. So if you are as pale as me, that colour won't work for you all that great. But I still do like the illuminizer, like that nice sparkly highlight. It's not very in your face, it's just like a wearable radiance, which is effectively the look that they're going for with this. So far I'm loving the powder foundation, honestly. Now I'll quickly show you what it looks like when I wear the liquid. I'll need to use some more fake tan because like even the light colour is too dark for me. It's like they need to expand their shade range to go another shade lighter. But as you can see, like I'm fairly pale anyway, and it's also winter right now. That's no point of even showing you what it looks like with my lipstick on right now, because this foundation just doesn't work for me. But that's this one, which is why there's a beauty that it's a sampler pack. So overall I'd say that my favourite product is definitely the loose mineral foundation, and then also the illuminizer, because I think that that's really pretty. The summer blush, like that light pink one, that's pretty good as well. Like the pigmentation on them and the way that they cover is really nice. It's just I kind of feel like I'm too pale still for a lot of their items, especially when it comes to the liquid foundation. It just doesn't really sit very well on my oily skin, which has large pores. I just can't find a way to actually make that work, and you have to work really quickly with the formula as well. So there's definitely some standout products with this. There's some other products that won't really work all that well for my skin. The primer will be great for people if you have normal to dry skin. Again, I think that for oily skin it's good. You do still need to have a base underneath anytime that you're wearing like one of these powder foundations, as I showed you before. When you don't use a base, it's got nothing to stick to, so like having that primer really does provide that base for it, which it needs, and then you get this really nice coverage. It's not a really full coverage, but I would say it's a medium coverage, and it still looks like skin as well, which is something which I know a lot of people really want. So you go primer, concealers, then foundation, and I'm used to going primer to foundation to concealers, so it's a very different way of thinking. I even forgot this morning, which is why it probably looks a little bit patchy around here, because I totally forgot to do that. So overall thoughts on this, I think that the mineral powder foundation for oily skin people like me, absolutely, I'm actually going to be buying that myself as well. And I really want to try out their mascara too, because I asked them and they said that all of their makeup is now vegan. So that's really exciting. So I really want to try that out too. So I'll probably come back. I'll also check in on my Instagram about the products that I'm using. So just follow me right here. And if there's any other brands that you love from Australia or New Zealand, please do let me know, because I really want to try them all out. Anything that is like cruelty free, has vegan products, is inclusive in terms of shade range and rights for people and for animals, then I'm all here for it. So really, thank you so much, lovers. I do appreciate you taking the time, and I'll see you, lovers, again very soon with a new video. Bye!